right. A little background. Okay. Before I started sewing, I was way big into making cards, stamping. I was I worked for a couple different companies, doing stamps.
Did. Oh, yeah. What a fun job.
Yeah. And it was
Not
really
as fun
fun.
as this.
No. But that's one thing I love to do is homemade cards. So today I thought it would be fun to do homemade cards, and only kind of in a quilting version, right? So this is what.
Oh, how cute.
This is called the Disappearing 9-patch card.
Get that close.
You see that? It's a Disappearing 9-patch.
Cute.
So I'm going to show us how to do that. And I'm going to just show you a couple other ones that I just came up with. And I actually used Farmhouse Charm Pack, which is, it's Farmhouse Christmas from Riley Blake. So this is really fun for scraps. If you have lots of scraps, or just take a charm pack. Here's another idea. And we'll talk about some ideas. And if you share, there's this little tree one.
Cute.
And then this one right here is just another idea.
Gosh, look how darling.
So just to use some fun scraps that you have. And I actually just wrote on it, "'Tis the Season." And this one I added just with a Sharpie marker, just some black little lines. And then I wrote, I'm going to get this right, "Merry Christmas."
How cute.
So, even if you don't have to stamp it or anything. You can just write it on, and everyone loves your handwriting, and they'll save they will save it forever.
And everybody loves a card that has a little bit of thought.
Yeah.
We are, as a family, and I know maybe as a society, trying to move away a little bit from so much at Christmas time. I think that it started with COVID, and I think now that things are harder to get, we're just trying to move away from so many materialistic things. But what a great gift just to give, because you put your heart in it.
Yes.
And as we quilters know, as we sewers know, when you sew things, you put your heart into it. And then when you give that to somebody, you can write whatever you want to say, but they know you've taken a little bit of time.
It's true. And thank you, Jerry, for your my handwriting is beautiful. So that's sweet. So anyway, it's fun. I think everyone has their own personal thing. So I wanted to show you how to do, and anyone else were big into stamping. It still is out there, but it's not as.
Yeah, I stamped. I stamped for a while. I scrapbooked for a while, and I learned to. Well, I didn't learn, but then I took up sewing, and now I'm just down a much more expensive path.
Yes, you are. So it's really fun. So now I've taken the card making to my sewing machine, because I will even actually sew on the paper with my sewing machine. And so you can do all kinds of fun stuff as long as you're careful that you don't perforate the paper enough. And you also want to make sure if you do it on the sewing machine, that you change your needle. So you only use your needle for paper.
Yes.
Or, and then you change it when you're doing for fabric. I find that's the best. So I'm going to show you how to do this Disappearing 9-patch. So you'll need just a few things. So here we go. On a Disappearing 9-patch, you need nine different fabrics.
Could you use like 4 different fabrics and just intermix them?
Sure. But I used 9 because in the charm pack I had 9.
Yeah. So I think 9 is darling.
Yeah. So this way you can put it in any configuration that you want. So once you have that decided.
So they're asking, if you sew on a card, do you need a special size needle?
I just use the 7511.
Okay.
The
you
finer,
just make sure that it's
and you don't want to use a stitch. You'll want to make your stitch length a little bit longer as well. because if you don't, like I said, you have to be careful. You're working with paper,
Right.
and you don't want to undo what you're doing. But you also, if you don't want to sew directly on paper, you can also take and put something on the back of it and sew it, and then you can actually glue it on. Or
That's a
I'm
good
going to
idea.
use
Stabilizer.
yeah, or something to attach it to the card. So there's so many fun ideas. And another thing, if you like to do mini things, I love to sew mini blocks. And so I'll have mini blocks already sewn, and then I can just put them to a card and give them away as a gift.
How
So
fun.
I'm going to just go ahead and take this, and I'm going to put it on my heat and bond, just like how I've got it.
I love heat and bond.
I know.
And heat and bond light.
You can do this with double
You can do this with Dougal. And
stick
if
tape.
you and Dougal want to use double sided sticky tape.
There you go. See, that's how I tell you, that's how my day has been today. Holy cow. I think I'm going to put the lighter one in this middle. Okay. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just laying it on here. And you can, I also did double stick tape. And I'm going to cut around.
So what size are those blocks?
This is a 1.5 inch.
Okay.
And I think that it's a good size.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah.
And also, Dana pointed out, don't throw your stabilizers away. Because, you know, your little tiny pieces of stabilizer.
You know what works really good is the double stick, or the stick tear away. I used that for one of them, and it worked perfect. So then I just laid my pieces on there, and it worked out really good. So I'm wanting to keep these as close together. You could also sew these together if you wanted, if you feel more comfortable doing that. But I'm going to trade. Hold on. Okay, are you seeing what I'm doing? I'm just laying them on this heat and bond. And I want to cut away as much as I possibly can, because it will get on your, I would use a pressing cloth or even just a piece of paper. I'm going to use just a piece of paper. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, now I'm going to just take it over, and maybe what I'll do is,
You going to bring the iron to you, or do you want to bring you to the iron?
I'm just going to carefully take this over. Look at that, without moving. And I'm going to just lightly, just so that it will adhere. Whoops. I needed it a little longer. Hold on. Technical.
It wouldn't be 3 and 3 without Elson and Jackie, without a little technical difficulties.
I know, right?
It's like we planned them.
It wasn't quite hot enough. So I was expecting it to be a little hotter. So what I'm going to do.
I mean, ladies, what kind of job do you have that you can have an aliso iron at your desk?
Exactly. I'm going to let it sit there for just a second, so I know it's good in. The heat probably doesn't go through the paper as well as it would
Or as fast
as a pressing cloth. Okay. So see, I had them all nice and close together.
It's okay.
But now it's not. I'm going to cut the excess off.
Okay.
Okay, so then with a disappearing 9 patch, you know, how many of you have done a disappearing 9 patch?
This
dryer sheet.
This is great tip. Dryer sheets work great to get the sticky off your iron. If by chance you got that.
That is
Where
awesome.
have you been all my life, Cheryl?
Wow. Okay, so then when you're done here, then I'm going to, I should have brought a cutting mat over here. I'm going to cut half right here and half going this direction. Okay, so I'm cutting half. Allison's going to bring one for me. I should have brought that little one. Okay, how many of you have done a disappearing 9 patch quilt? Oh, look, it's a huge cutting mat. Look at that. Wow. Okay. This is perfect. All right, so I'm going to take this. And since my square is 1.5, then I know that 3/4 will be half. So I'm going to take it on the 3/4 line. I don't know how to work this.
Press the button.
And then let it go.
Nope.
Okay, show me how to this. This
Okay,
is a
you're
different
gonna
one.
press the button and it comes up.
Ew, don't.
And just kind of.
Okay. This one's too fancy for me. So I'm going to go halfway this way. And I'll do it the same going this way. Look at this. Here I'm doing a twister dance. All right. How does this? Then just like that? Oh, okay. That works. Okay, so now I have my 4 pieces. And I'm going to trim all the excess off that I have, the heat and bond, so I don't run into problems. Okay, so here now we can configure whatever direction. We can play around with different scenarios here, like this, or we could go whatever you want to do. You can do it however you want. Then you'll take your card. I did my one on point, but this one will just go. These are watercolor cards from Kimberbell, and these will be on sale today.
Yes.
So now that I have my heat and bond, then all I will have to do is peel this back piece off.
In all my scrapbooking days and everything else, why didn't I think of using heat and bond?
Yeah, instead of the tape or glue.
Right.
Or glue. So now I can just place it on my card. Let's maybe just do it straight on and see what we do. Okay. Now, if you wanted to sew this, you could sew your block and then apply heat and bond on the back of it.
And put it on.
Yes. So
look how pretty.
Yeah.
I love this stacker.
It's a really fun one.
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll maybe go this way. Okay, and then once you have it, it's kind of tacky on the back of it, so it will kind of holds it in place, which is really nice when you're using the heat and bond. And you see I'm kind of rolling the edges and taking it off like that. Ooh, there's a little stuff. I don't want to get that on the iron.
But now that we know the trick.
Yes, I know. Okay, so there I've got it ready to, if I'm happy with the way that goes, then I'm going to take it back to the iron. And I'm going to press it right onto the paper itself. And that adhesive will stick right onto that card. And there we have it. Okay.
Oh, how pretty.
And there we have it. Okay, so there's the basic way to do that. You can, I did mine on, the one I did it on point. So you could do it either way. You could do a different size square. If you wanted to go even smaller, you could go even smaller. But then from here, you can embellish it however you want to. I think it would be really fun to take some like baker's twine, and you could sew sew around it with a needle and thread.
Oh, cute.
And like I put a button in the center of mine with some of that baker's twine and just tied a little bow. Just add. You could put a
Just a bow.
a rhinestone.
You can make it a Christmas tree.
You could do
I mean, a Christmas present.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you could. You could use ribbon. You could use anything that you wanted to. So that's how we did this card. Isn't that cute? I think it turned out really fun.
Yeah, I think
So
so
there
too.
you
I
can
think
go, and
my
it's a fun and
daughter-
quick, easy Christmas gift. Another idea is going to show you how to do the trees. We have these
Those are
cute
so
trees. We have a little seasonal shape thing for the pattern today.
Yeah, as a
Okay,
pattern.
we'll talk about that.
Okay.
So I have already traced my trees onto my heat and bond. So I just took my paper. You can kind of see it a little bit better. I took my paper and I laid this on top so that I could see the shapes underneath it. And then I just traced it with a pencil so that I could see. And which I have done.
Which
right
this
here.
isn't just for Christmas. I mean, you could trace
No.
a balloon.
You could do all kinds of things.
Yes. A heart.
I like to do a rough cut.
I do too.
And so
But there's not as much waste.
yeah. So then I will take my fabric and I will actually just iron that right on to the wrong side. Make sure you get the right. Yeah.
Done that
You
before.
guys were probably wondering, oh, she's going to go the wrong way. Okay. So once you do that, then you'll know, then you can take your scissors. It's kind of hard to see. Then you can take your scissors once it cools down a little bit.
Did
Then
you
you
bring
can.
those scissors from home?
I did.
Yes,
brought
I knew
them
you
from
would.
home. Yeah.
Because they work.
Yeah. So then they're not even really fabric scissors either, and they do a really good job. So then I can just cut that out right on the line, and it's so easy.
How cute.
It makes it so nice doing it the heat and bond. Okay, if you have any questions or if you have any tips of things that you could also trace cookie cutters, that's an awesome, that's a
an
great
awesome
idea. Yeah. Coloring book. Do you find do people
wrapping paper?
Oh yeah,
You can
any
heat them on-
shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fun with the fabric.
Yeah,
though.
the fabric.
Makes it.
The fabric is really fun. It kind of gives it a fun dimension. So then you can just take this and you can do the same thing. I always roll it to get it off. Got to have good, and there it has the adhesive on. We'll take another card. Am I talking slow enough?
I don't know.
Okay, am I going to? Okay, I'm just going to center that.
Yeah.
Now, if you were my husband, he would get out his square, his level, and make sure that it was it was on there. But I'm really good with the center right there.
Well, you know what? I'm great with that too. And Jackie, I'm really not good at it. And so if I ever hang a picture in my house, there's like 19 holes behind it.
Yeah. So then I will take my fabric and I'll put the other ones on just like that. And so then you can
cute.
embellish it how you want to. You could
So
find
cute.
a star button. Or you could, I mean, even put glitter. You could do the glitter vinyl, and you could also use that. So it would be lots of fun. So
Yes.
yeah. So there you go. There's a couple ideas for you. This one, I just took the leftover squares and then I just put them on in a different
Right.
order. And
How
there
fun.
again, you could take and use buttons. I was going to show you some fun little buttons. This was buttons from our kit team. Look at this fun button.
I know. And they have those in every color.
Yes,
you
they
guys.
do. This is
I
just
love
the
to
red.
just go down there and look at them.
I know. Okay, so you just want to do this. Look at this. Oh, one fell. Okay, so then you could take all these buttons, and you could put
Oh, cute.
a button here. You could put a button here.
Oh, cute.
Look how cute. You could even put one on every corner if you wanted, but look how cute that is. You can embellish it however you want.
Just keep in mind
So-
extra postage if you use too many buttons.
Yeah, yes, for sure. So anyway, that's just a little bit of, hope that got your creative juices going. So you're going to want to make,
so fun.
you're going to want to make some fun things.
Look how many husbands
Huh? How many husbands are the same? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. It's almost really frustrating when you're trying to do something and they have to be so methodical about it. And it's like, yeah,
Yep.
I have to walk out of the room.
Oh, look, use
so
pinking shears.
pinking shears would be darling.
How fun. How fun. Look at it. We
Yes.
missed some of these.
Yeah, we did.
Did you see me trying to peek? And Sherry will call me after and she will give me a hard time. So we can just have the hard time together because
Okay.
she's like, I always see your face peeking. I'm just
Oh.
trying to read the comments.
Yeah, we just wanted to hear out
Yep.
what everyone has to say. What else? Give us some more ideas. And am I the only person that did stamps?
Nope. There was a
Did
lot
yours
that
one?
did.
Okay.
Yep. There was a
I
lot.
didn't see that.
We did up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great idea, Georgia, for a holiday card. It's a great idea for any card, really.
Yes.
And how fun. And I know we all have those friends and neighbors that have birthdays
Mhm.
or show up, or we have to get one off fast and we don't
Yeah.
always have time to.
I always keep
to buy one?
I always keep card stock at my house just for those times that if I need something quick. And then I have a little container that I keep blocks that I
fun.
don't use or scraps or something, just so that I can
Ones you've
do
had
it
to
fast.
unpick. I mean,
Mhm.
think how cute if
Yeah.
you kept your blocks in a little container and then
Yeah.
got your cookie cutter out
and then
and made one of those.
exactly, definitely. So
Chris wants you to post pictures of your
Yes,
cards because she
yes.
loves them.
well, it's so fun to see. I love looking at everyone's some of the cards that people make.
Yep.
So-
even balloons make
And what I would
balloons.
do even with this one would be a fun one to go to the sewing machine and then just do a rough stitching,
Oh, how
with
cute.
black or with white
or red.
or just around here. You could even use I don't know if I would use your decorative stitches. If you have one that maybe is not too dense of a stitch, you could work. But
Yep.
anyway, it would be just really fun. So
Yep. And
Yeah.
you're right, Jerry. Cards are really
Yeah,
expensive these
they
days. They
are.
keep getting
they're
more
like
expensive.
they're $2.50
I mean, sometimes
to
as I'm
$5.
buying them, I'm thinking I could have just bought them a gift.
Yeah.
Use the black Sharpie on the outside of the wrapping paper.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry that you gave away all of your card making supplies, because you can just, I gave all of mine away too.
I'm in the process.
But you still, this is just card stock, or you can purchase these fun cards that we'll talk about.
so are we ready to talk about
Yes,
that?
I think we should. Just to
Okay.
I've kind of given quite a few hints.
Yes, you have. So
Tiny rickrack would be really cute. There's so many fun things.
yes. So as we're talking about that, we've done thing number 1,
Thing number 2.
thing number 2, and are we